I cheated because I thought my husband had cheated. He has left the house and has not said a single word to me. Please help. I have been together with my husband for over 6 years. We have been married for 4 years and have a 20-month-old son together. We met at a friend's home party and connected almost immediately. He approached me first. Even during our first meeting, he was incredibly handsome, confident, and charming. I noticed several girls, including some of my friends, wanting to talk to him when we were there, but within the first 10 minutes of arriving at the party, he came over to me. I can't find the perfect word to describe how I felt at that moment, but if I had to pick, I'd say I felt almost chosen by him. We started dating a few days later, and the more time we spent together, the more I fell for him. I've always felt like he's out of my league, but meeting him, he never made me feel unsure about his desire to be with me. I knew beforehand that he had been with plenty of women, but it didn't bother me because he never spoke of it or mentioned it. The few times I asked him if he really wanted a relationship or if he was sure about us, he always told me he loved me and that he didn't care about other women. After 2 years, we ended up getting married. We tried having a child and were blessed with a beautiful son. He always wished to have a son and a daughter, and we were planning on having another child. I have always loved my husband more than anyone can imagine. But after giving birth, I gained a bit of weight. He always told me he didn't care, and that he loved me no matter what. He suggested I could start training with him. He goes to the gym at least 4 to 5 times a week, and that we could do this activity together. I always said yes, but we never ended up going together for various reasons. He never got out of shape and regularly went training in the gym without trying to invite me there. As time moved on, and the baby demanded most of our time, our sexual life vanished. He assured me he was still attracted to me, often initiating intimacy, but I often turned him down, mostly because of my insecurities about my body and myself around him. This is still a huge regret for me. He even suggested leaving our baby with our parents, his or mine, to get some alone time, but for some reason, I kept neglecting him. My self-esteem kept declining, and he tried his best to uplift and encourage me. When we went out somewhere, I could see other women looking at him or trying to make eye contact, which bothered me, but he always reassured me of his love for me. One day, he came home from work, long work hours at the hospital, and went straight to bed, telling me he was exhausted. I started looking into his phone and checking his Instagram and Messenger messages. I could see several chats with different women. Some of them I know are his ex-girlfriends. They asked him out for coffee, or if they wanted to meet up somewhere just as friends, but he always turned them down. I even saw archived messages from an ex who had messaged him out of the blue and asked if he wanted to meet up for good times, which refers to sexual relations. He had responded with "I have a wife" and blocked her. I don't know why, but in my head, I started making up that he must have been cheating on me with at least one of these girls. I ended up contacting an ex-boyfriend whom I hadn't talked to for years. One thing led to another, and we met up at a hotel close by. At first, I just wanted some sort of payback, but as we ended up having sexual relations, I was filled with incredible regret. This all happened during the day while my husband was at work, completely unaware. It took me 3 days, and one day, as he came home, and we were in front of the television, I started crying and told him everything. He just kept looking at me but didn't say a single word, went upstairs, and locked the door to our bedroom. I followed him, crying at the door, but he didn't say a single word to me. It took him a long time, but he finally came out, immediately left the house, and I haven't heard a single word from him. He didn't even say anything to me when leaving, and didn't even look at me. I have tried to call him at least hundreds of times, but he still hasn't responded, and I have no idea where he has gone. This all happened yesterday, and I haven't heard a word from him. I am scared to contact his or my own family because I am scared for them to find out. Please, I really don't know what to do and just want to save my marriage. I have an incredible feeling of disgust and regret, and I don't even know why I didn't trust him. I know most of this stems from my own insecurities, but I just want my husband back. He has left me alone with our baby. How can I get in contact with him? What can I do to save my marriage?